Yes.
I have a more general question about Islamic extremism. As we commemorate the 14th anniversary of 9/11, what is the U.S. assessment of the state of radical Islam or Islamist extremism? Do you believe it has been weakened as a result of 14 years of U.S. counterterrorism policies?
I believe that terrorist networks around the world, while they continue to metastasize and fester and remain a lethal threat, are themselves under threat, increasing threat and pressure by the international community. I'm not going to give you a scorecard on this, but I think if you look back at 14 years now that we've been at this as aggressively as we have been, there's no question that groups like Al-Qaeda are weaker than they were at the outset. Their top leadership is pretty much all but gone. Now, there are splinter groups, ISIL, AQIM, AQAP, I get it. We're focused on them too. But this is an ideology that's a loser, and it's going to lose. But as I said earlier, we recognize it's going to take time and effort and resources and probably result in more bloodshed before it is. But that doesn't mean that the effort's not worth pursuing, and that it's not an enemy worth fighting. It is. We recognize, and today's a great day to do that, to recognize how far we've come against these groups, and yet how far we still have to go, and why it's important for all of us, the interagency here in the United States, as well as the international community, to keep the efforts up. I mean, we talk about ISIL and how determined and resilient they are, and I get that, and they're adaptive, but so too are we, and you have more than 60 countries involved in these coalition efforts against this one group, essentially in two countries, Iraq and Syria. That's not insignificant. I mean, in fact, it's very significant that we've been able to sustain this effort now with more than 60 countries for about a year now, with just as much energy. And the contributions of certain members of those of the coalition continues to improve and increase. Long-term effort, going to require more diligence and energy and effort, but we believe it's an effort worth pursuing.